Good morning, everyone. Happy hump day. It is Wednesday. It is a little after 10:30, and we got to talk about the cold because it does not feel like mid-October, right? It feels more like late December, early January. This is by far some of the coldest temperatures we've had so far this year. So I want to talk a little bit about that. Let me split this. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about the cold and how long it's going to last, and then we're going to go ahead and take a look to next week, because I'm sure with this early cold you're thinking, well, what does that mean for Halloween, right? The kids got to be outside in their costumes. We've had variable weather over the last couple of Halloweens, so we'll get into that as well. Let's talk about yesterday now. Yesterday we hit 54 degrees was our high. That's 20 degrees below average. That also was a really, really cold high temperature. It actually tied the record coldest high ever on record for October 18th, which is set back way back in 1966. So this is one of the coldest days ever on October 18th. It's only the third time Atlanta's high was 54 or colder in the entire month of October in the last 10 years. Think about that. 54 or cooler in 10 years in the entire month of October. So it is really rare that we see this kind of cold. 36 degrees was the low today. That's also 2 degrees shy of the all-time record low from almost 100 years ago, 1948. So once again, just some numbers for you. If you're a numbers person, that really puts it into perspective. This is not normal for this time of year. We usually don't see this kind of first cold burst until early December. Just incredible. Let's talk about tonight's lows, shall we? Because it's actually going to be even colder than right now. And by the way, guys, I'm also monitoring Facebook Live. If you want to leave me a question, let me know. Anything that you want to know, type it in and I will see it and we will talk about it. Am I messing up here? Oh, we're back. Did I do something wrong? Oh, okay. Well, we were live and then we weren't and then we were live again. I just wanted to say, if you have any questions, leave them on this page on Facebook, type them in and I will answer them. Let's talk again about tonight's lows. It's going to be even colder than it was this morning, guys. Many areas will dip into the 20s. The mountains will see a hard freeze overnight. LaGrange, 29 degrees. Carrollton, 30. Rome, 30. 31 in Canton, 31 in Griffin, 31 in Covington. So if you have any vegetable, like if you have a vegetable garden and you haven't picked your tomatoes or your peppers or anything that you still have outside, go ahead and pick those. Just because it's been so cold outside, we're likely to not see very much more growth on them. And also with the winds that are going to die down tonight and these cold temperatures, we could see a frost, so that could start to damage some of those crops. So a good idea to pick those through the overnight hours. And we are under a freeze watch once again tonight. Actually, that has just been upgraded to a freeze warning. So we are now under a freeze warning from midnight until 10 a.m. tomorrow. So a lot of people talking about the heat, right? You probably had to turn your heat on last night. You're going to need the heat on tonight as well. You're going to need the heat on through the day tomorrow. By Friday morning, you're still going to need the heat, but by Friday afternoon, you'll be able to cut the heat off with highs back in the low 70s. So you'll feel a major difference in the way it feels outside from Thursday afternoon through Friday afternoon. The real warming trend starts on Friday, and that will carry us into the weekend. By Saturday, you won't need the heat at all. In fact, I bet some of you even put the AC back on in the afternoon. Let's talk about the temperature trend. The average high for this time of year is 73. Yeah, that feels like beach weather compared to the way it feels outside right now, right? We're going to climb above that average high this weekend, mid-70s. And then next week, I was even seeing in some of the models, we might hit 80 on Monday. So just a major change, 35 degrees warmer by next week than it was yesterday. So that kind of gets us into the start of the outlook towards Halloween. Halloween is still, 12 days away. So still quite a ways away, but this is the temperature outlook and this is kind of the pattern next week. It looks unseasonably warm for the eastern United States through the end of the month. So this is the temperature outlook October 27th through the 31st. You can see unseasonably warm weather is expected through the end of the month. Well, what does that mean? Well, here's your average highs on Halloween. Your average high is 69, your average low is 49. So if we're seeing unseasonably warm weather on Halloween, that would likely mean that we're going to hit the 70s, right? I definitely think that's possible. I looked at the last 3 years of Halloween. Last 3 years, in 2019, we had a major cold front come through. It was really stormy the night before Halloween, and we had some rain on Halloween itself, and then it got really cold. So that was kind of the wildest weather we've seen. The last 2 years, we've had afternoon highs in the 60s and then overnight lows in the 40s. So it's been a little bit on the cool side the last few Halloweens. Like I said, this Halloween likely to see above average temperatures. So when you're thinking about your kid's costume, I do not think they're gonna need to wear the coat underneath the costume. It's gonna be pretty mild. I expect trick-or-treat temperatures to be in the upper 60s. By the way, guys, I just remembered this as I was saying this. When I first moved here, 2016, it was so hot on Halloween. I was out in the Virginia Highlands doing a story on the heat. It was like 88 degrees on Halloween. Do you guys remember that? Like 5 years ago? That was awful. That was awful. You want it to feel kind of cold outside when it's Halloween, right? I don't think it's going to be that warm this year, but we're definitely going to see warmer than average temperatures. Now, about the rain, we desperately need rain. We're in a drought. We're in a moderate drought. Looks like we're going to get some rain Tuesday, Wednesday timeframe of next week. It is too early to really be able to tell if we're going to get rain on Halloween. It does look like we enter into a rainier pattern towards the end of the month than where we've been truly this entire month. It's been very dry. We need the rain, so that's good news. But I do think that there will be a chance for showers on Halloween, and by early next week, we'll be able to really start to tell if it's going to rain on Halloween or not. So we will be doing these updates throughout the week. What you need to know again is it's very cold outside right now. It's going to be cold again tonight, and then we start that warm up on Friday. You will not need the winter coat this weekend, though, by the way. Temperatures will be in the 40s at night, so it'll feel a lot better outside. So just hold on. That warmer weather's coming, and it looks like it sticks around through Halloween. All right?